Spartan Race. Tucked into VinWonders' ancient Greek area is the family coaster Spartan Race. With loose, ancient Greek theming, this coaster offers a nice complement to the area's other thrill rides and gives this small area of the park 2 roller coasters, which is a significant number for any area in a Southeast Asian theme park. But is this family boomerang enjoyable? And how do dolphins fit in with a Greek theme? Find out in this review. Vekoma debuted a family boomerang in 2011 with the 185-meter model, which is the same that Spartan Race uses. However, despite the name brand of Vekoma and Boomerang, family boomerangs have been slow to be adopted, with none being built in North America yet. When constructed in 2015, VinWonders Phu Quoc, called Vinpearland at the time, built only the 4th family boomerang and 2nd in Asia. More recently, the newer, larger models of family boomerangs, the 208-meter Rebound, has become the preferred version for family boomerangs, with only 2 more editions of the original 185-meter model, both going to parks in China. As for Spartan Race, it started its life at Vinpearland in Vietnam, which was the former name of VinWonders Phu Quoc. This coaster was placed next to the water and called Flying Dolphin Coaster, given the nature of the cars. With how close VinWonders Phu Quoc is to the beach and being on a tropical island in Vietnam, it made all the sense in the world to theme this coaster after the ocean. In 2019, VinWonders began their massive expansion plans, which caused the park to close as they set up a much bigger park right next to the former Vinpearland. This caused them to get 4 new roller coasters and many other new attractions. The thrill section of this park would have theming to 3 different areas of the world: ancient Greece, a Mayan temple, and a South American rainforest. Flying Dolphin Coaster was placed in the ancient Greek section to complement the new Vekoma Firestorm Coaster, Wrath of Zeus. However, noticeably, the train wasn't changed, so we're left with a cute dolphin train on a lightly themed Greek coaster. VinWonders was relatively empty on both days that I visited. Spartan Race, in particular, was always a dead walk-on, as the ride attendants were just waiting around hoping someone would ride it. Although that wasn't unusual for most of the rides in the park, it seemed the mix of thrill coaster and family coaster that this family boomerang offered didn't appeal to thrill seekers looking for bigger rides, nor those seeking tamer rides. So it left it in this kind of weird region where people weren't that excited about it. As for seat placement, the very front row offers the nice visuals as well as maximizes the backwards drop feeling off of the first spike, which is the best part of the ride. The back gives a little bit more on the first drop, but basically nothing on the spike. As you should have your pick of seats, I'd pick the front if you're a thrill seeker. The train starts off in reverse incline shuttle mode, taking riders back up a slope which isn't nearly as steep or tall as traditional inverting boomerang lift hills, but offers a nice similar feel on a quasi-family scale. Spartan Race offers views of the water park to your right and views of the thrill ride area to your left, though you're not exactly high enough to get a great view of everything. The initial drop is decent. Not the solid and enjoyable drops of traditional boomerangs, but a scaled back version that offers a small punch while not trying to be too bad. After rushing through the station, you then enter a series of helixes. With the banking, these do seem to offer some forces, mainly in the positive G department, where you'll be pushed downwards into your seat, which isn't the most enjoyable, but at least makes these not rather lame turns. The turn out of the station is quick and fast, as you're elevated up enough to help give those positive G's before dropping down under the track into a 360 degrees upwards helix. This levels off after a small upwards turn, but the banking helps to keep strong positive G's, even as your speed is reduced with small up and downs and changing to the banking, helping to accent these forces. Then you're taking up the double up vertical spike. This may look a bit weird off-ride, but the intention of this model wasn't to be intimidating to younger riders, but rather offer something that didn't look too scary. And the train stopping before much of it gets up the second incline achieves this visual. However, the backwards drop here delivers, especially for those seated in the front few rows that get a little bit of minor weightlessness on the spike, followed by being pulled backwards down the rest of that drop. Then you travel backwards through the course. Positive G's can mess with me on a normal day, but backwards they can be absolutely brutal to my equilibrium. Even as a family coaster, Spartan Race is heavy on the positive G's, so the backwards helix and backwards final turn both hurt my head a fair amount, as it truly feels like you are a Spartan trying to race to escape death, only to be pulled back into the battle, having to fight for your life. Those in the back rows then get a little bit of a final hill on the initial lift hill as the train goes through the station a little bit. Overall, how good is Spartan Race? The backwards portion of this coaster hurts, and the two decent drops just don't make up for that. It's better than a bad inverted boomerang, as the backwards section doesn't beat up me too much, but it doesn't do much more as a coaster. I place it right between two quasi-kiddie coasters, with it just sneaking above Joker Funhouse Coaster at Six Flags Over Georgia because of that backwards drop, and right below my beloved mini mine train at Six Flags Over Texas. To be fair, this model and concept should be much higher around the solid family coaster, but it just doesn't execute well and thus falls down my rankings. Which family boomerangs have you ridden? Do you love the dolphin on this Spartan themed coaster? Is going backwards on a coaster enjoyable? Let me know, and as always, Kapkun Krap.